Of the 10,000 bird species existing worldwide, Peru is home to almost 1,900, all of them with distinct shapes, sizes, and colors. For many of us, hummingbirds are undoubtedly one of the most fascinating groups of birds to be found in this diverse and wonderful ecosystem. And in southern Peru, there is a unique destination that dazzles all hummingbird lovers. Here we can find the highest recorded number of hummingbird species worldwide. It's a paradise for those who are crazy about these birds. Cusco, a hummingbird watching paradise. I fell in love with birds in the mystical city of Cusco, where different moments in history blend together. I've observed several species of birds, but hummingbirds continue to take my breath away. Although the oldest hummingbird fossils have been found in Europe, today hummingbirds are only found in the Americas, from northern Canada to southern Chile and Argentina. However, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru are fortunate to have the greatest concentration of species. Globally, there are around 360 species of hummingbirds. According to the eBird platform, 125 of them are found in Peru, with the Cusco region boasting the highest diversity in the country. Throughout Cusco, we will explore 4 points of interest. Gardens, lodges, and even the roads themselves provide the opportunity to enjoy these magical creatures. The sacred valley of the Incas is famous for its fertile lands that have allowed astonishing agricultural development. For many, this renowned valley has the most beautiful archaeological sites to be ever built by human hands. These sites are located amidst the most breathtaking landscapes, where even snow-capped peaks touch the skies. In the sacred valley, various gardens offer the perfect opportunity to encounter hummingbirds. These resplendent birds insert their delicate beaks into flowers to extract precious nectar. Although a significant part of their diet is based on this substance composed of sugars, amino acids, and oils, they also supplement their nutrition with small mosquitoes and other insects. But what could be the reason for such fascination with this group of birds? Is it their unique ability to fly backwards? Or is it their close relationship with flowers, as if they were insects? Perhaps it's their spectrum of bright colors, various shapes, and unique sizes that attracts us? One peculiarity of these birds is their small size, where some species can be seen resembling large bumblebees, as it's the case of this tiny one measuring just 8 centimeters. However, an exception in terms of small size is the giant hummingbird, measuring 22 centimeters, making it the largest hummingbird in the world. Speaking of sizes, the sword-billed hummingbird's beak length is astonishing, adapted specifically for sipping nectar from elongated flowers. Another fascinating aspect of these birds is the high degree of endemism, meaning some species are found exclusively in this country. Surprisingly, in the Cusco region, 5 endemic species of these birds can be observed. The fantastic thing about observing all these birds in the sacred valley of the Incas is that it allows us to appreciate landscapes of nature and culture simultaneously. Malaga is a dream destination for many birdwatchers due to its diverse geography and environmental conditions, making it a perfect place for bird observation. On the western flank, a forest of polylepis, known as quenuas, stands out. These astonishing trees are the only ones that can grow even higher than 4,500 meters above sea level. Some hummingbirds from these altitudes exhibit a physiological state known as torpor. This involves lowering their body temperature so that their heartbeats slow down, as does their breathing, thus conserving their energy. Another interesting characteristic of high-altitude hummingbirds are their short beaks. This is because at this altitude, the flowers are small. On its eastern flank, just an hour after crossing the highest part of the Andes on this road, the geography begins to change drastically. From this point, different species of hummingbirds can be observed on the road. As we continue descending, the variation in altitude influences the temperature as well as other factors. Here, the gardens of this lodge, covered with orchids and bromeliads, are the perfect habitat for these hummingbirds. Continuing the descent along the road towards the city of Quillabamba, the most populated city in the jungle of Cusco, there is a lodge that is crucial for every bird lover. It is located at an ideal altitude to observe a magnificent jewel of nature. Cusco is definitely one of the best birdwatching destinations worldwide, not only because of the great diversity of birds it hosts or the high degree of endemism, but also due to the easy access and proximity between its different observation sites. There is no doubt that the cloud forests on the eastern side of the Andes has the highest concentration of hummingbird diversity, with a clear example being the Machu Picchu Historical Sanctuary. This is not just a cultural tourist destination that attracts thousands of people. It is also home to more than 30 species of these small birds.
Aguas Calientes is a famous place for being the access point to the archaeological center of Machu Picchu. But what many are unaware of is that, in addition to the cultural richness of the area, there is astonishing natural wealth. Due to the specific geographical characteristics, various species of butterflies, orchids, bromeliads, and of course, more than 300 species of birds can be observed.
In Machu Picchu village, there is a hotel that is a paradise for nature lovers. In its 4 hectares of forests and gardens, it hosts hundreds of orchids and an abundance of bromeliads and heliconias. These flowers have a very close relationship with their pollinators. And to think that all these hummingbirds are also fluttering around the Machu Picchu Historical Sanctuary. You just need to pay attention. Be silent, connect with nature, and start watching. Another great natural treasure of Peruvians is the Manu National Park, an area that protects the country's great biological wealth. Ahanaco is the highest part of the famous Manu Road and serves as the gateway to this national park. A unique and wonderful world to explore. Within the first few kilometers, we can observe many bird species, including our charismatic hummingbirds. No words can express the sensations and feelings while walking amidst these landscapes. Honestly, it's difficult to decide whether to continue searching for more birds or to just be still, feeling grateful for the opportunity to be part of this planet. The Manu Road is one of the most famous destinations in the world for birdwatching. And it is because in just 80 kilometers, you descend from 3,800 to 500 meters above sea level. This altitudinal gradient allows the observation of a great diversity of bird species in a short distance. At this altitude, the geography is different, as are the bird species. The gardens and platform of this lodge provide us with the opportunity to observe various species of some of the most fantastic hummingbirds, with spectacular colors and shapes. Their weights vary from 2.5 grams to 10 grams. These small birds have the highest oxygen demand among vertebrates, while humans breathe between 14 to 18 times per minute. Hummingbirds can breathe up to 300 times per minute when at rest, and they can reach 500 times per minute when in flight. Iridescence is one of the most striking characteristics in hummingbirds. This is an optical phenomenon that depends on the viewing angle. Several studies suggest that, in addition to their shape, these iridescent colors are important for courtship among these birds. They are considered some of the fastest birds in proportion to their size. Their wings can beat up to 80 times per second, and their hearts can beat over 1,000 times per minute. Their weights vary from 2.5 grams to 10 grams. Pilkapata is one of the last villages on the route to access Manu National Park. This is a strategic location where we will find some hotels and lodges, and it is in this area where we will visit a couple of incredible gardens for hummingbird observation. Hummingbirds, when they are awake, spend about 20% of their time in flight, while the rest of their time is spent resting, preening, sunbathing, or even posing for our cameras from a branch. They are considered some of the fastest birds in proportion to their size. Their wings can beat up to 80 times per second, and their hearts can beat over 1,000 times per minute. Peru is definitely a privileged country. Its varied geography allows it to be one of the most megadiverse countries on the entire planet. The Cusco region is a clear example, as it has recorded 67 species of hummingbirds out of the 125 existing in Peru. A true privilege and something else to be proud of in this wonderful country. Pongo de Cognac is a unique landscape where the waters that give life to the Alto Madre de Dios River flow through here. It is interesting to know that even though we can observe hummingbirds on the coast, in the Andes, and in the jungle, it is the cloud forest which hosts all this great diversity. A very interesting group within hummingbirds is the hermits, named so because they are generally found isolated within dense vegetation. Considered one of the most territorial birds, these small ones have no qualms about facing larger hummingbirds to protect their precious territory. To live, these tiny creatures require eating more than 12 times their body weight per day. In these times, this can be very difficult. These defenseless birds face significant challenges such as deforestation, forest fires, and illegal mining, which is increasingly growing in Peru. However, in the face of adversity, these small ones continue to fight for survival. In Mesoamerican cultures, these magical creatures were considered bearers of good news. Many believe that the rapid movement of their wings and the vibrations they generate help eliminate bad energies. Today, these miracles of nature continue to be present in our lives, fluttering in our parks, forests, and gardens, illuminating and painting our days with colors, and of course, filling our hearts with joy. Yet, the most surprising thing about these magical creatures is their extraordinary ability to awaken wonder inside us, calling us to reconnect with our natural side.